Steve and Jill here.
Good day.
Welcome to the Land Academy Show, entertaining land investment talk. I'm Steve and Jack Butella.
And I'm Jill DeWitt, broadcasting from sunny Southern California.
Today, Jill and I talk about our most successful members have this in common. And it's not just one thing.
Good, because I have like 4.
I know, and I don't know what yours are, and I bet ours are pretty similar in this topic.
I have good looking.
That disqualifies me.
Yeah. Good hair. Let's see here. I have, they're nice. Just kidding.
You know what's really funny about that, Jill? Those are real serious priorities for a lot of people, especially out here in Hollywood.
Oh, gosh.
What do you mean I can't do this? I'm good looking.
Oh, my goodness. That's so
a crack
funny.
up.
Wait a minute. I hate to poke fun of these people / however. Let's cut to the chase. There's a large group of people in the real estate industry that I swear they go at it. It's all about how they look, what they wear, and what they drive. Am I correct? And they think that if I have the Lexus and the nice suit, my hair's done, my nails are perfect, I'm going to kill it in this industry.
They think that they're going to sell a house because of that.
Exactly.
Or that it's actually even a contributing factor.
What the heck? Exactly.
There's a show on Netflix.
You know what?
Did you see this?
No, you know what though? I was just thinking about I would like an agent to show up with and take me out in her, okay car, and busy and killing it. Oh, and by the way, she's carrying around stuff to clean and stage a house in her trunk because she walks in and makes it perfect every time she does an open house, and she's got cookies ready to bake. That's the person I want.
This is
to work
brilliant.
with.
We need to talk about this right now.
Okay.
I would love for a real estate agent to pick us, Jill and I, up.
Yep.
In a market where we're thinking about buying a house for our primary residence.
Yep.
I would love for that real estate agent's personal assistant, because they're so busy driving the car. I would love for the real estate agent herself to constantly be saying to us, I'm so sorry, but I have to take this call because we're closing on something today. I'm so sorry. This has to happen, but I've got to close on this. We're just about at this house, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about this market in this neighborhood right here that we're driving through in just a second when I get off this phone, because I grew up here.
Wait, I have another one too.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, this is a good game. I also want this agent to be saying, you know what? I heard you. I will not take you to another house with a pool. How many agents don't do that? I feel like I've talked to so many people. They're like, they drove me all around. They didn't hear what I wanted. All they wanted me to do is see the houses that they want me to walk through, not what I asked for.
And I would love for the agent to be driving by and see a for sale sign on a house that looks like would be logical for us, and the agent to say something like this. I was going to drive you guys, walk you through this house today, but I think it's overpriced. It's overpriced by $250,000, and you told me that you don't want that. You don't want that. You don't want an overpriced house.
Exactly. So
That's a real real estate agent. You know what? I used to be a commercial real estate broker in Michigan.
Right.
That's what happens in commercial real estate. They don't waste people's time and spend.
Oh, for real?
They don't try to sell. You can't pull the wool over a commercial property investor / landlord / they're not going to buy something and sign stuff it doesn't perfectly fit their acquisition criteria and make them feel great about it.
That's good to know.
So it's just, there's a show on Netflix right now. It's all these young women who are, it's called West Hollywood Real Estate or something. I don't know.
I got to see it.
You got to see it. You can see it in your head right now. It's like these 5 women who are trying to outdress each other.
Wow.
And it's all this drama about these listings that they get. And, they're selling $14 million houses.
Oh, I can't wait to watch it. Okay, good. Thank you.
I had to turn it off.
Oh, that's
I couldn't get through the pilot.
Like, were you mad? Or
No,
just laughing?
I'm like, this is perpetuating
do you know what we should do?
that industry stereotype.
Wait. Okay, do you remember that show?
Instead of trying to solve anything.
Okay, this is going back. My little brother used to watch this show. You know what I'm talking about. Where it's a movie screen and you see the profile of someone and all he's doing is saying, well, that never happened. And remember that show? Oh my gosh. It was some show back in the day, like on some cable channel, where it was somebody cracking jokes about, and they would take a classic movie and they would sit there and comment on the whole thing. Remember that guy?
Yeah, and they had a silhouette of the two people sitting in the bottom.
Exactly, that's it.
It was on MTV or something.
Well, we should do that. Like, can you imagine you and I? Wouldn't that be hilarious? Like this on this Netflix show that you're talking about, right? That's all about real estate agents, and we'd be like, "Oh, let's see how this ends," kind of thing. Like, watch what's gonna happen. She's gonna
do that.
She's gonna break a heel and she's gonna fall apart. Here, watch what's coming.
Oh, Jill. How much fun would that be?
Our little heads down there commenting on all the things that are wrong with that show.
There's one point. This is where I turned it off in the pilot. They're walking through this. It's in West Hollywood, which is like Hollywood Hills, where mega producers and superstar stars live.
Okay.
And somebody's building the largest square footage, most expensive house. I think it's $40 million in West Hollywood right now. So all these women in their heels, like you said.
Yep.
Put hard hats on. They're all dressed up.
With the hard hats on and high heels.
Yeah, with their hair. And you can imagine. And these two brothers own this brokerage.
Shucks, I got to see this.
And it's one. Well, what made me think of it is because these people believe that if they're dressed better than the other one, they're all in competition with each other in one office.
To get the listing.
If they dress better,
right,
and they look more the Hollywood part, they're going to do better. They see some status in this.
Funny. I think
There's
great.
No status in being a real estate agent.
Oh my goodness. That's so funny. All right, we should come up with that. That would be really good.
All right. Maybe we should just try to do a pilot ourselves. Take the first episode of one of those things, throw it up there.
Wouldn't that be awesome? And do
I'm
our
gonna
little
put this in the
heads
calendar.
down there?
Yeah.
Oh, I think that'd be so funny.
Yeah. Or, the version of it now would be, how like on a Zoom webinar, you can just put us in the corner.
Could you imagine?
Like in the frame right here.
Yeah, yeah.
Put us up in the corner and just talk to each other. Like, we don't need the silhouette piece.
Perfect. Oh, that's perfect. Yep.
All right.
All right, we're
that
doing
in the calendar.
that. We're going to do that. That'd be so good. All right. By the way, we have a show.
Yeah, this isn't even. Oh,
yeah.
Before we get into the show, let's take a question posted by one of our members on the landinvestors.com online community. It's free.
Sandy asks, I have listened to many podcasts and interviews and read many posts. I keep hearing people say that they were able to quit their jobs within a year. Is that a realistic expectation? Or is it that a stat for a lucky few who worked super hard and had everything work out? I ask this because I have been beating myself up since I hit the 18-month mark and am still struggling. I was recently told it all starts to happen after 3 years. This is disturbing because I don't think I can bleed money for that long.
Are you bleeding money?
Oh, your replies are greatly appreciated.
Well, okay. So first of all, nobody needs to bleed money.
You should be making money and getting ahead. And if you're not doing that, then I wonder if you're sending out enough offers and you should be keeping it going. Because may I just jump in?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, before she gets into it, Jill gets into it, I have to say there's probably 25 responses from other members on the Land Investors Forum. So if you're if you're listening to this and you have the same question yourself and you're wondering, I mean, everybody went into this. Like people like Joe Martin did, Matt Rogers.
Like to make them feel good and to give them their experiences and to help. Okay, good. All right. So here's what should be happening, Sandy. You should have come at this, wholeheartedly and had hopefully a budget just to get yourself going. Because once you just get that ball going and get your first couple mailers done, you could afford have, your phones being answered with Pat Live and all that stuff. Your deals keep paying for all of your tools and resources and everything. And as you're going, your costs don't change. You have a day job, right? You're not changing any of that. And you're getting better and doing more deals. So you're making more money while your costs are not changing. You know what you need to spend every month. You know what your mailers cost. You know how much volume you're doing. And it all pays for itself. And then what happens is at some point, you can, if you have that much money, the systems are in place, you realize you're starting to, lose money because you're not completing deals. You have this, your acquisition funds are growing and it's getting great. Then you can make those decisions. But some people do it faster and some people do it slower. I don't think 18 months is crazy, and I don't think that. Don't beat yourself up. But I do want you doing enough mail every month that you are profiting and covering everything. If not, you're probably not sending out enough and doing enough deals.
So every week I do consulting calls with people, and sometimes people come to me with this exact, they schedule a consulting call with me, and I sit for a half hour, 45 minutes, and explain to them and ask them questions. Right. So I'm going to ask a bunch of questions right now. Okay. Are you answering your own phone? That is critical. Right. So you either have to personally answer your own phone, that the responses come off of these mailers, or you have to have a company like Pat Live do it. We have arranged for a 20% discount for our members on Pat Live. That's huge. Number 2, are you sending out the mailers that you should be sending out? Are they priced correctly?
Right.
And then I'm not selling my consulting services here at all. I'm just saying this is really, truly what happens. And when these calls happen, just like right now, there's usually 1 or 2 things that are just grossly missed. And it's not anybody's fault.
Right.
It's just everybody's new at it.
Right.
So you can either schedule a call with us or like you're doing now, find out, really dig deep on land investors because it's all free.
Right.
And find yourself somebody, align yourself with somebody so you can there's a lot of people, really, really wonderful people in this group that'll probably check your mailer.
Right.
If you ask them for free, just send over your mailer. I'll check it.
And when you say this consulting call, we don't have a layer of people below us that coach on our behalf or any of that. It's us. We're here. We're a mighty tight group. Not mighty tight, but mighty and tight.
We're a mighty tight group.
Depending how you want.
It's pretty funny, Joel. It's kind of in 1955.
I don't know.
It's like a Back to the Future thing.
Anyway, it's us. So you talk about, it's like you said in our first program, you can't, it's us. We're here to help you. We're going to get you there. It's our version of, consulting or whatever you need. We help you with that.
Thanks, mighty tight.
I have no idea what's going on today. This is great.
So I intentionally chose this question based on this topic.
Okay.
So we'll answer your question here too with today's topic, Sandy. Today's topic, our most successful members have this in common. This is the meat of the show. I would like you to go first, Joe.
Oh, okay.
I know you have a list.
I do have a list. So I spent some time thinking about this. I put together, I think I've got about 4 things that I can really pinpoint over the years that makes a difference. One thing is, and the biggest thing, you know what? It doesn't matter. I'm going to start with this anyway. The biggest thing I notice is, I call it tenacity, but they just don't let anything get in their way.
I call it hustle.
There you go.
That's on my list too.
It's whether it's, no offense, their family, their day job, life situations, money situations, whatever is going on in their heads, they shake it off and hit the ground running and pick up where they left off that next day. And they don't stop. And they might be tired, but they have tenacity. They know they're going to do it. They wake up, get their time in. They go to their work job. They do their calls on their lunch.
They keep their chin up.
They do. And they get off work. They go home. They do their thing.
And they just won't stop.
That's it. Exactly.
Along those lines, Joe, I have never seen anyone in my professional career, and I was a partner at KPMG, work harder than you.
Thank you.
Ever.
Thank you.
And
Appreciate
keep a
that.
smile on your face the whole time. And when you got a little bit of time off, you dig into something else.
Thank you.
I'm not saying you don't have a life, because you do. We play as hard as we work.
Thank you.
But I'm serious.
I'm here to rah-rah each other, but Stephen, you're that way too.
I know.
We don't.
My point is, if you need an example, listener, of this is it.
Thank you.
This group is packed full of people who won't stop for anything.
Exactly. So that's my number 1. Number 2 is that the most successful members have in common is they have no fear of data, or they come from some experience of analyzing something. Maybe, they have a lot of our members have an engineering or analytical or some kind of, they're in that career, they have that background, or they're just wired that way.
They think that way.
Yeah.
So
you don't have
I
to
call it
be
linear
that.
thinking.
Yeah.
A to B to C to D to E.
Exactly. So no fear. And you don't have to be a pro going into it. I just did a consulting call with the guy the other day, and I said, you're going to be running your business and need to know, really be able to work with a lot of data and spreadsheets and things like that, whether it's for your land business, for your accounting, for what you're budgeting your time and building your company. I said, you need to get comfortable with it real quick. So I told him, I said, I want you to spend a weekend, brushing up on spreadsheets. And there's nothing wrong with that. Just not being afraid of it, just going at it. Do you want to add to that?
Yeah, I mean, I just came up with this just now in my head, this carpenter analogy. I think if you show up to a job and you want a job as a carpenter, let's get like a framer, let's say, and you've got a foreman and you're building a house, and there's a couple guys that are doing the same thing, and there's a foreman, and you show up on the job and expect to do okay, but you've never held a hammer in your life, okay?
Yeah.
And you're, let's say, 24, 25 years old, and you're going to learn how to use a hammer that day. It's just not going to work.
It's true.
If you grew up for whatever reason and you had a bunch of free time after your homework was done or whatever's happening, and you got your dad's hammer out and started making some stuff, you know, you might be a good carpenter. It's just kind of in your soul. So the same thing is true here. What I see sometimes, not too much anymore because we really have, it's a different kind of group now, but what I see, there's in this business and any real businesses, there's the glitter version, like the fast cars and all the rewards that money bring, right? And it's very tempting for people that are attracted to that immediately to just jump in without ever holding a hammer ever and say, I want that car in 6 months. And it just doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
If you're attracted to the money part of this and that's it, this isn't going to work for you. I'll tell you right now.
Right.
Because there's a tremendous amount of hard work and sleepless nights and waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning to figure some stuff out.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be negative, Joe.
No, you're being real.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. The third thing that I had for our most successful members that they have in common is the ability to talk on the phone or face-to-face to do either get deals done or secure funding if they need to. I've noticed that. No one's afraid to pick up the phone and go, you know what? This is a great deal. I'm going to get this funded. I don't have the acquisition funds right now. I'm going to get it done. Or just getting the deal done, like, here's what we're going to do. You agree to this. I agree to this. I'm going to get this done and follow through. So you have to have that, be able to build rapport with people. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
that falls in with hustle for me.
Oh,
Think on your feet. And these deals get sold and purchased because of how you are on the telephone, not how your assistant is, not the person at Pat Live who listens to it. They get done because, you know, I just keep thinking Matt Rogers he's a member of ours, and Matt's the pinnacle of this because he'll buy a property or he'll get it under contract. He'll send a bunch of mail out and he'll get 5 properties that he's ready to buy.
Right.
And before he even does that, he'll call everybody who's building a house in the whole county as a builder and say, will you guys buy this property? And he sells them before they actually purchases them.
Right.
Or he signs a contract.
Yeah.
And it's just, and it's on the phone. Boom, boom, boom. That's a huge part of this. You're like that. I'm not necessarily like that. I can be.
You aligned yourself with someone is, so what's better?
That was my next point.
And that's the thing. Yeah, you don't have to, if you're not this person, that's okay. Align yourself with the person that is.
But I did it for years.
Yeah.
Myself.
Okay. Thank you. And how did that go?
Went great.
Oh, okay.
I just learned throughout the years.
I was expecting you to say something else.
I can do it if I want to.
Okay.
It's just not I would rather be running the numbers.
I understand. Then my fourth and final thing that I've noticed with successful members that they have in common is they clearly state their goals, whether it's monthly or every 6 months or for the year. It might be, usually it's a dollar amount, but it might be getting those first 10 deals done. I'm giving myself 90 days to get my first 10 deals done, just like Steve and Jill say. Then I'm going to make some different decisions after that. Now I know how it goes, that kind of a thing that I see is my fourth and my final one. What about you?
At the top of my list, and Jill didn't even, at the top of my list is this, and for some reason Jill didn't hit it, and I don't know why. It doesn't matter.
I'm going to write it down.
Those are all true. Okay. If you're successful at what you're doing right now, you're going to be successful at this. If you're a successful homemaker and you take it seriously and your stuff's straight and you've got a calendar and you're making sure everybody's taken care of, including yourself, you're going to be good at this. If you're a successful lawyer, or in this case of the homemaker, maybe the kids are getting older and you have some extra time. Right. If you're a very successful lawyer right now, but you hate it, which most lawyers do if you really talk to them, you're going to be successful at this. If you are half-heartedly working at whatever you're working on right now and you're blaming somebody else for where you are,
Right.
or you're just basically walking around like Eeyore and you can't figure out why life did this to you,
Right.
just keep walking because this isn't going to work for you. In fact, nothing's going to work for you.
Right.
So in that, I wish somebody would have told me this kind of straight old man advice like I'm saying right now. Because,
I'm not old.
well, yeah, well, it's old man advice. I'm not saying old. You have to put your heart and your back into whatever you're going to do, and you will get rewarded.
Your heart and your back.
Like your backbone. Like put your back into it.
Oh, I got it.
You know?
I got it. That is more old man advice. What other old man advice do you have?
The other thing, too.
Uphill. You know what I used to have to do to get myself to school?
Jill didn't hit on this either.
Uh-oh.
For some reason.
Ready.
I can't overemphasize this enough. You have to have a schedule. And it has to be broken down into milestones. And
that's what my goals.
Okay, goals.
Yeah.
See, I look at goals like, and I talk about this in the very first program a lot. Like, you really need to write down every morning, as silly as it sounds, what your goal is. Like, I want to make $1 million this year. I want a new house in XYZ, wherever, you know.
Yeah.
The other thing too that's really, really helpful, it's not essential, but it's super helpful, is the people in your life, in your personal life, have to be on board with this. We just interviewed Jermaine and Faith Hill, who are, very professional. The show's
going to be for tomorrow.
Yeah, actually it's tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow's show. It's going to air.
It airs tomorrow. Yeah. And they complement each other times 10.
Right.
I mean, they're the perfect, iconic way to work with each other, complement each other, different skill sets.
Dividing up the roles.
She's an attorney, was an attorney, and he was a industrial engineer. Yeah. And they were very successful at that stuff before they bagged it.
Right.
And
killing it now.
Killing it at this stuff. They're killing it now. They own storage facilities. So, you just have to take it seriously.
Totally.
Here's the truth in numbers. We have several hundred members in our group, and every month I micromanage the stuff. Between 1 and 4 people choose to leave our group, and we open those slots up for new people.
Right.
And, to have hundreds and hundreds of members like we do, that's staggering.
We know what's funny too.
People never leave.
They don't. And what's interesting is the people that do leave, this is true. It's we all make sure, what can we have done? Can I help you? And it's 99% of the time it's not you, it's me. But really, like, I'm just not my head's not in the game right now. It's a personal thing. And you know what's interesting too? I haven't checked the percentages, but they come back.
They come back. When they're done with their personal
when they're
thing.
Like, okay, I'm like, sometimes they take a year off and say, you know what? I didn't give it a good enough chance. And they come back, and we're happy to help them and bring it. We're here. We're still here. So, good stuff.
Well, you've done it again. You spent another 25 minutes now listening to the Land Academy show. Join us next time where Jill and I talk about how to buy,
how members Jermaine and Faith Hill, they're going to share their experience with us. Thank you. And we answer your questions posted on our online community, landinvestors.com. It is free.
You are not alone in your real estate ambition. You know how I just got done saying?
I gotcha.
Like, you can't blame anybody else but yourself. This is you.
Right.
Well, I wrote all this, so I can't blame myself. There's no producer behind it. There's no Oz behind the curtain back there.
Exactly.
It's me. I didn't write the stuff, and she saved me. That's how it's supposed to work.
It's true.
And we got through the show.
We did. Wherever you are watching or wherever you are listening, please subscribe and rate us there. It does make a difference. We are Steve and Jill.
Information
and inspiration
to buy undervalued property.